At my son's funeral, his wife threw me out of my own house. I am Margaret Mitchell, though. For 70 years, everyone just called me Maggie. What happened next changed everything. Picture this. Your child, your only child, has just died. You stand there, heart cracked open, tears still wet on your face, and your daughter-in-law looks you dead in the eye and says, "Stop crying, pack your bags, get out of my house now." She said it loud in front of the minister, the neighbors, the casserole brigade. She called me a worthless burden, a financial parasite, a leech on her grief. But Victoria did not know the house she was kicking me out of, my husband Tom and I built with our own hands in 1987. The money she thought she inherited, $850,000, always belonged to us. For 8 years she lived off our generosity. 8 years of mortgage-free shelter, utilities, we paid groceries, we bought. In return, she treated me like charity, like a stray dog she had not decided whether to keep or put down. Instead of arguing, I walked away. Sometimes silence is the most powerful response of all. What Victoria discovered 3 days later taught us both that assumptions can cost everything. The signs were there from the start. When David died in that car accident 2 months ago, Victoria took charge. "Do not worry about arrangements, Maggie," she said, voice sharp as a ruler. "I will handle everything." She meant stay out of my way. At the funeral home, she chose the casket mahogany, of course, the flowers, white lilies, classy, the music. I suggested David's favorite song, the one we played on repeat while framing this house in 1987. Scratchy cassette, windows down, Tom singing off-key. Victoria cut me off. "Too depressing," she snapped. "We need uplifting." She commanded the room in her $300 black dress, directing mourners like a film director on set. I sat in the corner, in my old gray suit, the one from Tom's retirement party 20 years ago, feeling invisible. The second sign came at the reception back at our house, though Victoria already treated it like hers. She pulled me into the kitchen where I taught David to make pancakes at age 5, where Tom and I danced to the radio while painting cabinets. "Maggie," she said, arms crossed, "we need to talk about your situation." "My situation? You are dependent on us now. David supported you with him gone." She shrugged. "I cannot carry that burden." Burden, the word hit harder than the coffin lid closing. "I have been more than generous letting you stay here," she continued, "but this house is mine now. Everything is mine. David left it all to me." I nodded slowly. She saw defeat. I saw calculation. David never owned this house. He lived here, grew up here, but owned it never. She knew nothing about the filing cabinet in the basement for drawers. 40 years of records. Tom and I never threw anything away. Most importantly, she knew nothing about the trust. But I am getting ahead of myself. Guests saw what Victoria wanted, a poised, successful real estate agent, leading a crisis, an old woman, frail, confused, barely holding it together. I heard her tell neighbor Helen Davis, "Maggie is having a hard time adjusting. The poor woman does not understand finances. David handled everything." Helen gave me pitying looks. She had known me 37 years since we broke ground on this lot. Yet she believed Victoria. People see what they expect. Victoria expected a helpless widow, so that is what she saw. My 15-year-old Honda, proof of poverty; my simple clothes, proof of decline; my quiet grief, proof of weakness. She mistook humility for helplessness, silence for surrender, generosity for desperation. It was understandable. Since Tom died 2 years ago, I lived simply. No flashy car, no designer bags, no need to prove anything. David understood, respected it. Victoria measured worth by volume, appearance. Who controlled the room? She was about to learn the quietest person in the room can be the strongest. As the last guest left that Tuesday evening, Victoria cornered me by the front door. "I meant what I said, Maggie. This arrangement is not working anymore." I looked around the living room. I painted 3 times over decades the hardwood floors I installed with Tom the crown molding. I measured and cut with 12-year-old David on a step stool. "I understand," I said quietly. Victoria had no idea what I understood, no clue what was coming next. Wednesday morning brought clarity and coffee. I sat at the kitchen table, the one Tom and I bought at a garage sale in 1986. Solid oak, still wobbles if you lean too hard on the left. I made a list not of what I was losing but what Victoria thought she gained. The house, 2,400 square feet of memories on Maple Street, market value, $420,000. David's life insurance, $150,000. The furniture, the china cabinet, David's engineering textbooks, my dignity. But worst was the erasure. Victoria removed every trace of the life Tom and I built, boxed my photos from the mantle, David's childhood, Drawings gone from the refrigerator. My old teaching certificates vanished from the den wall. I am redecorating, she said. David always wanted updates. Updating as if 40 years of memories were outdated software. She gave me 30 days, November 15th, circled in red on a printed timeline like I was a tenant temporary. She handed brochures, Sunset Manor, 800 a month studio. My entire social security check, nothing left for food, medicine, living. What about groceries? I asked. Transportation, doctor bills. She shrugged. Programs, food stamps, Medicaid, the government takes care of senior citizens. As if I were a stranger, never paid a dime into the system, never earned anything. Victoria wanted me gone, and grateful for 30 days. Instead of zero, wanted me to thank her, applaud her generosity in not calling police. But Wednesday morning, with coffee cooling, I realized she assumed David owned everything. 8 years married, 8 years here, yet never saw a deed, mortgage statement, tax bill. David handled finances the old way. The man takes care of the money. Tom and I taught him. Except he never handled mine. He brought groceries, drove me to appointments. After Tom died, the money, investments, property, always ours to manage. Victoria saw helpfulness, assumed dependency. Gratitude, assumed obligation. Quiet grief, assumed defeat. If I shuffled off to Sunset Manor, bullies would win volume, would beat truth, loud confidence would rewrite history, steal a life, respect optional for old people. My 40-year marriage to Tom, nothing. The house we built, bricks and wood. The son we raised, forgotten as easily as photos from a mantle. Stakes were existential. I had something she did not know about, something to change everything. I needed the right moment. That moment came sooner than she thought. Thursday morning, she let herself in with David's key. No knock, no good morning. Marched into the kitchen, manila folder under her arm like a weapon. Maggie, we need to talk about your finances. She sat, uninvited, pulled out legal pad, perfect real estate handwriting. I have been thinking about your situation. Need to know what David covered. I sipped coffee slowly. Utilities, taxes, insurance. Everything, she said. The mortgage, electric bill, you are on fixed income. Social Security does not stretch that far. Is that what David told you? Her pen stopped. What do you mean? Did David specifically tell you he paid my bills? He did not have to. It is obvious. Gestured around the kitchen. How else afford this house worth over 400,000? And you know it's worth how? I am a real estate agent. I know values. But you never saw the deed. Question hung like smoke. Confidence flickered. I do not need the deed. David inherited when Tom died. Did he? Of course. Who else? I stood, walked to sink, rinsed cup deliberately. You made many assumptions about my finances. Not assumptions, facts. Really, what other facts? She flipped pad. David told me you never contributed a dime to this house. I turned. Is that what David told you? Yes. Interesting. Because Tom and I built this house. 1987, paid cash for lot. Hired contractors, supervised every nail, beam, light switch. Face tightened. 37 years ago, things change. Some things, not ownership. Look, Maggie, this is hard. Losing David, facing reality, denial will not help. What denial? Pretending not dependent on family charity. Charity landed like slap. I dried hands on dish towel, took time. Let me ask, in 8 years marriage, did David ever show mortgage statement? Finances separate. Ever mention house payments? Did not discuss every detail. Ever see him write check for taxes? Silence. Here is what happened. I said, leaning on counter. David helped around house, groceries, yard work. You assumed he supported me financially. Because it looked that way. Appearances deceive. She stood frustrated. Fine show. Deed prove you own. I do not have to. Yes, you do. I am David's widow, inherited everything. Did you? Stop questions with questions. Stop assumptions. We stared, her jaw tight, composure cracking. Until November 15th, she said finally, then changing locks. We will see. She gathered papers, stormed to door. We will see what? I smiled, started loading dishwasher. Some conversations better finished with lawyers. Friday afternoon, I went to the basement sanctuary. Tom joked. I was a squirrel storing receipts like acorns for winter. You never know when you need proof, I told him. He rolled eyes. But we were not normal. We were teachers. New paper trails, tell stories, protect when memories fail, people lie. Filing cabinets stood where left, 4 drawers labeled by decade, folders by category, documents, chronological, beautiful in quiet way. Bottom drawer, 1980s, decade that changed everything. Inside, real estate, 447 Maple Street. Land purchase, March 12, 1987, 43,000 cash. Construction contract, 78,000. Deed, March 15, Thomas and Margaret Mitchell, no mortgage. Every tax receipt, insurance policy, utility bill are names paid by us. David's name nowhere. Next drawers, 1990s, 2000s, 2010s, same story. Back of bottom drawer folder, trust documents, private. This one Victoria definitely did not know. Inside trust agreement, June 15, 1985, before David born. Bank statement, current balance, 853,412. Beneficiary list, David lifetime specific terms, never owner. Trust complex but simple, Tom and I. Original trustees, after Tom I sole trustee. David monthly allowances, education, housing, support, ownership, always trust, meaning me. I funded degree, wedding, investments, life. Victoria saw comfort, assumed he earned it, generosity toward me, assumed his pocket, never imagined money from David to me, was ours flowing back. Assumptions, see what fits narrative, ignore rest. Victoria expected young couples support, aging parents saw David helping, assumed dependency, never considered I helped him. One more document, life insurance, 150,000 beneficiary trust, meaning me. Victoria spent money, never hers, plans, on resources belonged elsewhere, future, on no foundation. I closed cabinet, went upstairs, made sandwich, thought timing. Victoria gave November 15th today, November 1st, 2 weeks. Call now, show truth, watch, collapse or wait. Let assumptions dig hole, learn hard way. Remember, teaching partner sometimes. Best lesson, let student discover themselves. Victoria, about to discover into deep corner. Looked around, kitchen designed 37 years ago. Cabinets, chosen countertops, installed windows, measured, ordered. My house, my trust, my choice. Victoria, about to learn respect, not negotiable. First, she needed finish digging. That Sunday morning brought worst of Victoria. Getting ready for church, she arrived with 3 real estate friends. Consultation about house potential. Heard them first. This place, incredible bones, decor outdated, old person style. Walked through my house like theirs. Crown molding, gorgeous, original, 1987. Victoria bragged Maggie and Tom. Built but no eye, modern design, wallpaper, furniture, museum. Stood top stairs listening, catalog, life work like garage sale. Gut kitchen cabinets, so 80s. Already planning, Victoria said Maggie. Moving, senior community, full control, renovations. Full control, my kitchen planned with Tom, 6 months. Came downstairs, church clothes, 3 strangers, photographing living room. Victoria voice, artificially bright, perfect timing, meet colleagues. Introduced like museum piece, this Maggie, David's mother, original owner. Transitioning, suitable living. Transitioning like job change. House character, blonde, said much work. Some, I said. Victoria says moving, Sunset Manor. Nice facility. Looked at Victoria. Is that what doing? Discussed November 15th, remember? Remember you discussing. Silence, agents exchanged glances. Actually, Victoria said while here, tell maintenance issues. Roof leak, furnace. No leak, furnace 2 years old. Not aware issues, I said carefully. No upstairs, faucet drips, basement damp, spring. Faucet needs 50-cent washer, basement dry, 20 years. Smile, tightened, very attached, sometimes not see obvious problems. Problems like what? Cannot afford maintain house this size. Room quiet, cannot afford. Been through Social Security, barely basics. Know how. Not blind drive, 15-year-old Honda shop, coupons not updated since Clinton. Agent cleared throat, rescheduled tours. Fine, Victoria said understand, had 2 years adjust since Tom died. What reality? 70-year-old fixed income, cannot handle 2,400 square foot house. Point making assumptions. Finances, not assumptions, observations. Observations. What? Lived off David's generosity, 2 years, now gone. Face reality. Words hung, tear gas. David's generosity repeated. Yes, paid taxes, utilities, groceries, medical. Did he know? Did? No, because married, saw writing checks. What checks? Face flushed checks, expenses. See Wright County taxes. Handled online. See pay electric. Transferred account. See bank statements. Transfers. Finances separate. Never saw payments. Blonde stepped forward. Family. Discussion. Privacy. No, Victoria sharp needs said cannot live. Denial. What denial? Denial, anything other. Burden. Word echoed, surprised, said aloud. Burden said quietly. Sorry, yes, burden since Tom died. David too kind, say someone has. Too kind, what? Supporting, bankrupting him. Bankrupting. Yes, taxes 8,000 year. Utilities, maintenance, medical, spent 40,000 last year keeping afloat, now gone. Supposed, pick burden, own life. Think, agents edging door, throwing out, giving month appropriate housing, generous, most generous, yes, frankly never contributed. David's success built life, earned money, bought house. This house, yes, inherited Tom. Now I inherit David. How inheritance works. Nodded slowly. See. Good, finally. Mike, check facts, statements, witnesses. Laughed. What facts? Real estate professional, no ownership. Do you better, apparently. Looked 3 women door witnessing, not signed for. Ladies ask Victoria show deed before planning renovations. Face white. Maggie, do not what tell truth. Said, enough. Best revenge, let hang on words. Enjoyed tour said, walked out. Had lawyer call. Monday morning sat attorney Margaret Collins' office, no relation. Life coincidence, 3 manila folders, mahogany desk. Adjusted glasses, Maggie sure want this. Sure, wants start no taking back. Victoria, know everything, good. Opened first folder review, original deed, 447 Maple Street, Thomas Margaret Mitchell joint, recorded March 15, 1987, no mortgage paid cash land, construction, correct. Second folder, tax records, 37 years paid you Tom, insurance, utilities, maintenance names, correct. Third folder, Thomas Margaret Mitchell family, trust current balance, 853,412. David, lifetime beneficiary, never trustee owner. Leaned back, substantial estate. Victoria, no idea, none. David never told. Good son, not detail. Money knew helped, never explain where from. Assumed David supported you, other way around. Irony beautiful, said kicked own house, own money, threaten. How? Life insurance, 150,000 plans. 2 months beneficiary trust, meaning me. Pulled calculator. Victoria thinks inherited 420,000 house, 150 insurance, nearly 600,000. Inherited nothing. House yours, insurance trust. Treated charity case, spend 600, never hers. Quiet moment, why wait 2 months? Thought Sunday called burden strangers, casual cruelty, wanted see Fargo, went far. Want now. Clear boundaries, legal, social, old. Pulled legal pad, first insurance claim, immediate money trust, done. Second formal notice, tenant not owner, 30 days, poetic justice. Third full trust, documentation, no ignorance, provide everything. Fourth paused, witnesses conversation. Witnesses same 3 agents, heard burden here, truth. Set pen, feels public humiliation. No public humiliation. What Victoria did, this public education difference. Humiliated, feel powerful, educating, prevent future lies. Considered agents not necessary, legal, necessary, social. Exactly, spent 2 months telling people, broke old woman, people deserve truth. Victoria here, front lied to. Made notes when tomorrow 10a.m. Office colleagues, see respect looks. Practiced law 30 years, seen disputes, not money, no disrespect, boundaries, cannot treat badly, think powerless, respectful start, different conversation, helped transition, honor David together, chose cruelty, difference, grief, cruelty, closed folders, make calls afternoon, thank you, stood Leaveworth, David proud, shook hand, David taught important. What quiet strength beats loud ignorance, every time, smart boy, learned best teacher, Margaret, no life. Life taught, respect earned, not inherited. Left office, thought Victoria, deadline November 15th, tomorrow, November 5th. Learn deadlines, cut both ways. Assumptions cost more, afford pay. Quiet woman, speak up. Quiet women, speak. Smart people listen. Victoria find exactly smart really was. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Margaret Collins, I walked Premier Realty Main Street. Victoria desk showing photos, young couple looked up, professional smile, confusion, alarm. Maggie doing here? Need talk, calmly, privately. With clients, composure can wait. No, Margaret stepped. I, Margaret Collins, attorney law, discuss urgent legal, late husband estate. Words, attorney legal, immediate effect. Couple exchanged glances. Reschedule. Find Victoria quickly. Maggie, conference room. Actually, Margaret, think colleagues here too. Face pale, colleagues. 3 ladies, Sunday planning renovations, assumptions, need correcting. Office chatter slowed, agents pretended work, ears open. Maggie, about Victoria, voice edge. About house, said simply. Already discussed. You discussed, I listened. Clients backing, door call, reschedule. Wait, Victoria called, gone. Blonde, Jessica, approached cautiously. Everything okay? Fine, Victoria, tightly. Maggie. Difficulty accepting new living. Actually, Margaret, opening briefcase. Maggie, difficulty accepting old living. What mean? Clarify misconceptions, property ownership. No misconceptions, Victoria snapped. Inherited David house. What house? 447 Maple Street. Documentation, inheritance, will. personal property, car, clothing, house. David not own house. Words dropped, stones still water conversations stopped. Mean not own house. Margaret opened folder, pulled deed 447 Maple Street. Thomas Margaret Mitchell purchased March 15, 1987. No mortgage. Impossible. Here deed. Victoria snatched reed face, pale white. Wrong. David inherited. Tom died. Thomas, Margaret owned jointly. David lived whole life son. Their house. Jessica others closer. Fascinated. Not understand, Victoria said. David paid bills, taxes, utilities, everything. No, said quietly. David helped house. I paid bills. Not true. Margaret second folder tax records. 37 years paid. Thomas, Margaret insurance, continued papers names, utility bank maintenance, Thomas Margaret. Victoria stared papers foreign language, not make sense. David money engineer. David comfortable. Margaret said. Maggie made sure, after Tom passed. What mean? Margaret third folder. Thomas, Margaret Mitchell family trust, balance 853,412. Office silent. David, lifetime beneficiary. Maggie, provided education, wedding needs, ownership trust. Maggie, saying Maggie supporting David, saying Maggie supported son own resources. Life insurance. Victoria sudden. David insurance mine. Margaret, another paper beneficiary. Thomas Margaret Mitchell, family trust. No. Yes, money. Maggie. Victoria looked around. Every agent staring. Woman, confident. Sunday certain. Inheritance. Dismissive old woman protests. Now small. Maggie voice small. Did not know. Did not ask. Could told. Could asked. Respectfully. Margaret closed folders. Victoria 30 days alternative housing. Same timeline. Gave Maggie. Where go? Not Maggie. Concern anymore. Capable adult career figure out. Victoria looked something never seen. Respect. Maggie sorry made assumptions. Yes did. Work arrangement. Considered question office quiet. Victoria respect not negotiable never was. Understand now. Do you? Yes. Good first step earning back. Margaret the first door. Maggie Victoria called happens now. Turned back now learned. Always known. What quiet people not weak selective use voices. Left silence behind. Spoke volumes. Thursday. Morning story spread. Cleveland suburbs wildfire. Neighbor Helen Davis brought coffee gossip. Maggie seen Victoria grocery yesterday. Shopping clearance. Victoria never bought. Not name brand alone. Usually agent friends. Trailing groupies. Maybe busy. Maybe distance. Truth out. Helen leaned. People talking. Broker. Meeting 3 clients. Transfer agents. Why? Cannot figure. Owns house. Lived 8 years. Trusted transactions. Not considered. Made sense. Real estate trust competence. Victoria demonstrated lack both. More. Helen young. Couple Tuesday posted social media. Dodged bullet agent. Not understand property law photos. Office hundreds likes. Ripple effects. Faster anticipated. Phone rang. Margaret Collins developments. Good bad perspective. Victoria attorney called settlement. What settlement? Stay house 6 months, 30 days, offered 2,000 month rent. Almost laughed. House worth 420, market 3,000. Yes, told consider reasonable. Reasonable 3,500 month first last advance security 1 month 10,500 upfront. Correct once stay pays market tenant afford. Not problem. Attorney thought challenging circumstances. Hung Helen studying face. Victoria want stay. Paid below market. Said pay market anyone. Helen nodded. Fair. Friday afternoon visitor. David old college friend Mike Thompson. Maggie O apology front door. What? Believing Victoria version told everyone. David supporting financially believed. Sorry, known better. Mike shifted. David proud. Your success built house managed investments, taught financial responsibility. Why believe Victoria? Fit expected old woman, dead husband, grown son, helping natural. Assumptions. Yeah, not only David friends, same now feeling stupid, wondering else. Victoria misrepresented David. Interesting. Victoria credibility collapsing multiple circles. Saturday morning, Margaret final update. Victoria attorney, cannot afford rent, moving out, leaving Premier Realty, mutually agreed. Losing house jobs same week. Maggie feel bad. Looked kitchen. Tom, I designed. Victoria planned gut renovate. Victoria made choices cruel kind, assumptions questions, humiliated strangers. Facing consequences, natural consequences, not fire job. Clients lost confidence. Judgment. Exactly. Not revenge. Accountability. Victoria learning actions consequences lesson years ago. Sunday morning church thinking forgiveness boundaries not opposite complementary. Forgive assumptions. Maintain respect boundaries. Forgive cruelty. Expect natural consequences. Forgiveness not pretend happened, accept move forward wisdom. Victoria moving next weekend moving forward, new understanding quiet power. Best lesson teach themselves. 3 weeks later, living room reading, Sunday paper doorbell rang. Victoria porch, moving box hands. Hi Maggie, found things belong photo albums. David Little, my recipe cards. Opened door wider. Come in, set box, coffee table looked, room planned, renovate looks same. Why different? Do not know. Thought change things after everything. Some things not need changing. Sat quiet moment. Maggie, oh more, apology. Oh nothing. Yes do treated terribly assumptions. Life finances. Worth cruel. Should grateful now understand. Should beginning. What David learned, values someone. Kindness, generosity, quiet strength, learned you. Tom nodded. David, good son, was good parents, could not see busy assumptions. All make assumptions, question, do learn wrong, try and learn. Found job Columbus, fresh start, new city, maybe better. Hope Ken, stood leave, turned back. Maggie asked something, of course. Respectful beginning, asked questions, demands things different. Thought probably helped transition, time honored David memory together. Instead fighting, picked purse guest, respect, really not negotiable. No not, thank teaching. Left open box, David baby pictures, handwritten recipes, small treasures. Thought past 3 months funeral confrontation, legal resolution, natural consequences. Victoria learned expensive lesson assumptions, respect. I learned quiet strengths, not silent acceptance, disrespect boundaries, not walls guidelines, healthy relationships most powerful tell truth, let people deal own choices consequences. David proud Tom approved, quiet way handled, me at peace. Listening, underestimated age, quiet nature, humble lifestyle, let no comments. Remind someone respect, not inherited earned. Best response, disrespect, proving wrong. Most powerful people room not need prove anything. Until next time remember, quiet not mean, weak mean selective.